it's Tuesday night. Welcome back to our live YouTube every Tuesday night. And tonight we are going to be talking about 5 things that kill commitment. And so, if you go back a couple months, one of the things we talked about, and I will link that down below in the description box, but one of the things we talked about was commitment and how to have success in any area. You've got to be committed. And weight loss is no different. If you want to have success in weight loss, you have got to be committed. If you want to lose weight, if you want to get healthier, if you want to go to a place that you've never been, it's going to take commitment. And that is the same in your health, in weight loss. It is as it is in marriage, with, being good with your finances. If you're more committed to buying another black dress than you are to building your bank account, well, do you see where the problem comes in? And so often, so many people start on this weight loss journey, or they start trying to lose weight, or they start trying to have success, and they fail. And oftentimes we blame so many external circumstances, but we don't really, put the blame in the right place, if you will. And so really what it boils down to was a lack of commitment. We were more committed to our reason or to our excuse than we were to our goal, than we were to our desired outcome. And listen, I spent a lot of time being more committed to staying the same than I was to changing. I spent a lot of time being more committed to the person I was than the person I wanted to become. And at some point, if that commitment doesn't flip, and if you don't become more committed to the person you're becoming than the person you were, then it's not going to work. It doesn't matter what diet, what weight loss program, how many hours you spend in the gym, you're never going to get to where you want to go and stay there if you are not committed to getting there. Does that make sense? And so we did a whole video on commitment, and like I said, I'll link that down below in the description box. But tonight we're going to talk about the 5 things that derail most people from commitment. Before we jump in, if you have not hit the subscribe button, I want to invite you to hit the subscribe button. Make sure to ring that notification bell. Join our growing community here on YouTube, where we bring you applicable tips to help you succeed in health, in weight loss every single week. As well, make sure to smash that like button, comment anything down below that tells YouTube, hey, I liked it. I commented. More people need to see this content. So you can say hi. You can say bye. You can tell me where you're listening from. But any comment down below would be amazing. So let's go ahead and jump in. So first and foremost, I want to talk about the number one thing that causes us to go from uncommitted. And again, there's a lot of things that cause people to be uncommitted, or that cause people to go from I'm committed and then they're not. I'm committed and then they're not. And so these are the most common ones that I have seen with clients that I personally work with and within myself. So number one is it's not going fast enough. Okay, so we make the commitment, we're all in, we're gonna lose weight, this is my month, this is my week, this is my year. A lot of us do this in January, and then we're like, yeah, here I come. 24 hours later, 48 hours later, a week later, 2 weeks later, nope, we've fallen off the bandwagon, we've given up, given in, and we're right back where we were doing the same things that got us to exactly where we're at. And so, number one reason is we don't see results quick enough. We don't see results quick enough. It's not going fast enough. And so it's really important, first and foremost, that when you are committed, there's no timetable on it, that you take all the time restrictions off of your success. Because sometimes, it happens really fast for people. Sometimes they're in a place when they commit that they're just, balls to the wall, like all out animal, get it done. They don't, things just seem to line up right, and their weight loss journey is really, really fast. And that's amazing. Other times it's not. Other times we have a few stumbling blocks. Other times we have a few more lemons that are thrown at us. Life throws us all lemons, depending on the season we're in, depends on how many get whipped at us. But the one thing I learned a long time ago is commitment doesn't have buts, ifs, whens, and ifs. No, it's I'm committed to get healthy until. It doesn't have a time limit on it. When you have a time limit, I'm committed for 30 days. I'm going to be committed for 14 days. That is what we call conditional commitment, AKA not committed. Conditional commitment is not committed. It means you're like straddling the fence. You're like, I'm committed if. Well, imagine if you went into a marriage and on your wedding day, you're standing there facing your spouse and you're giving conditions. I'll be committed till death do us part if. Like, that's not a commitment. That's conditional commitment. And so you've got to take any time restraints, any time conditions off of your commitment. And you've got to remember that Rome was not built in a day. Rome wasn't built in a day. And if you are committed to this weight loss journey, if you are committed to this health journey, sorry, I feel like I've got like all these little hairs tickling me. What is going on? Anyway, if you are truly committed, then, sometimes, again, life's going to throw us lemons, but it's overcoming those things that get thrown at us and taking quitting off the table, taking the time limits off the table. And so many times when we get started on these weight loss journeys, it's really, we spend years typically getting to overweight, obese, or morbidly obese. But all of a sudden we start and we expect results like yesterday. And then when the results don't come yesterday, and when they don't go fast enough, if we're not careful, what we allow to happen is we allow frustration to creep in. We allow frustration to make us feel like we're doing all this work and we're not getting any results. Listen, I lost 161 pounds in 13 months. The entire 13 months I was losing weight. It felt like a struggle. It felt like it wasn't going fast enough. It felt like the scale hated me. I went from a size 22 to a size 2 in just over a year. Looking back now, I'm like, holy crap, that was fast. When I was all done losing the weight, I'm like, holy cow, I got here already. But when I was in the middle of it, it seemed like a snail's pace. It seemed so slow. So when you're actually in it, even if it is going fast, it don't feel like it. It feels like it is crawling. It feels like it's taking eons. It feels like the scale hates you. But sometimes that's the case, sometimes it's not. But when you don't focus on, when you don't have a time limit on it, it's like, okay, I'm here until. I am here until. So take any time limits, any time commitments off of your weight loss. Second thing that kills commitment. One of the second biggest things that I saw that kills people's commitment is they don't make time. They don't make time. See, it's not about finding time to meal prep. It's not about finding time to work out. It's not about finding time to be committed, because we all have 24 hours in a day, and there's somebody busier than me and somebody busier than you getting a lot of crap done. Why? Because they make time. They make time for what matters. And so it's really about making the time to prioritize your health. And for some of us, that's shifting things around so that we have the time. It's going to some other places where we're misprioritizing time, like social media, like watching a TV show that's not moving us. Listen, I'm a fan of watching TV, but if there's something I need to do that's going to help me get to a goal, sometimes I need to lay off of the TV so I have time to get the thing done that needs to get done. And so you've got to make sure that you are making time for this journey. It is going to take time. It's going to take time. And if you're not willing to put the time into it, if you're not willing to invest the time into it, then you're not going to get the reward out of it. And so often I'll see somebody get started and they're like, yes, I'm committed, but they don't put any time into it. And again, if you're not willing to invest time into it, what it really tells you is you're not really committed. But again, people will use that as a reason. I just don't have the time. I can't commit right now. what that tells you is it's currently just not a priority. And that is okay. Listen, if you're in a place where you're like, I just am not willing to take time from other places to make my health a priority, that's okay. But at least save yourself the frustration if that's currently where you're at. Number 3, not preparing for success. This one, oh my goodness, this one's big, because so often we expect that if we start this new diet or we start this new thing, or we're working at it, we're drinking a really good shake, or we're working with a good coach or a trainer, or we got this new gym membership, that somehow that is going to be enough to help us have success. And the truth is, most of success comes during the preparation phase. Most of success comes when we prepare to have success. But unfortunately, I can remember far too many times where I would get started like on a diet or on a thing or whatever. And it would be like the morning of, and I'm supposed to be starting this diet, eating no junk food, but I hadn't even been to the grocery store. I was supposed to be drinking this water. I didn't even know how much water to drink. I had not prepared at all for success. But here I was expecting success. Here I was expecting to lose all this weight, but I had spent no time preparing to have success, which means I was going to throw a bunch of crap against the wall and hope that something stuck. Ever done that? Throw a bunch of crap in the wall and you're like, I hope this works. I hope this sticks. I hope, or I pray this works. No, it is about preparing. If you don't prepare for success, you won't have success. That in which you don't prepare for, you will not have. And so when you prepare for success, you're now stacking the odds in your favor. You're now increasing the odds that you actually will succeed. Versus when we don't prepare for success and we just throw a bunch of crap against the wall and hope it sticks. Now we're not prepared for success. We're hoping. We're hoping and praying that this works. And, unfortunately, when it comes to your health or success in any area, that's no way to ensure success. Hoping and ensuring success are two different things. Stacking the odds against yourself and stacking the odds in your favor, again, two different things. So make sure you're preparing for success. And what does that look like? Well, what are you going to eat? That means you have to go shopping. You have to meal prep. What aren't you going to eat? That means you have to clean out the pantry, get rid of the junk. And you're going to have to do this several times throughout your weight loss journey because junk accumulates. People bring stuff over for parties. Your kids bring stuff home from school. Things get left over from birthdays. We run a pretty tight ship for the most part with what lives upstairs in our pantry. But all of a sudden, sometimes I'll start noticing the pantry's getting fuller, it's accumulating more junk, and I'm like, where did all this junk come from? Maybe it was left over from a camping trip, a road trip, some people that were in town, whatever it might be, and all of a sudden grandma and grandpa brought some stuff over, whatever the case, and I just look at my pantry and I'm like, nope, I've got to get rid of the junk. Keeping the junk out of your house is part of preparing for success. And so you might have to do it once, twice, 3 times. For me, it's an ongoing thing. Every so often, I've got to clean it out and just throw stuff away that we don't need inside of our home. So that's number 3. Make sure that you are prepared for success. Number 4 thing that derails people on the commitment train is caving to social pressure. Caving to social pressure. So what am I talking about when it comes to that? You have a goal to lose weight. You're all committed. You're committed to success. You're committed to lose weight. And we're at work and there's a break room full of snacks and the drug rep's like, hey, don't you want a da-da-da-da-da? And you're like, nope, I'm good. And sometimes we cave right there. But other times, and social pressure, there can be different degrees of social pressure. But a lot of social pressure is just other people doing it and us feeling like we're left out, or us feeling like, well, I can just have a cookie. I've been working hard. That's not going to hurt me. But let's be honest. Is it ever just one cookie? It typically, one cookie is like the gateway. One cookie cracks the door to all the other things. And so it really breaks down to, is this choice going to get me closer to my goal or further away from my goal? And if it's not going to get me closer to my goal and I'm serious about losing weight, no. And it doesn't matter what social situation I'm in. We are either being, people are getting us to do what they want. People are either influencing us to eat all the junk, or we're influencing them not to. Make no mistake, like me losing weight and maintaining my weight and having an 80-20 rule with food, which means I eat crap 20% of the time, I eat well 80% of the time, which means there's plenty of social situations I'm in where I refrain, where I say no to the junk food, no to the pizza, no to the chocolate cake, no to the Taco Bell, whatever it may be, no to the popcorn. And so I know that either I'm going to be influenced by 70% of the population who's overweight, or I'm going to influence those 70% of what self-control looks like. I don't need to say yes just because everybody else is. The popcorn's not going anywhere. It's still going to be there when it's my time, that 20%. Because I believe in balance, and I believe you eat good 80% of the time, and 20% of the time, you eat whatever you want when you're not losing weight and you're maintaining. That's called there's 2 phases in weight loss, the freedom phase and the focus phase. And the freedom phase, it's 80-20. 80% is the broccoli and the vegetables and the chicken. 20% is the bacon double cheeseburger and the pizza and the cookie dough and all the things. And so social pressure, and there's sometimes there's people that like to bully us and like to be like, come on, come on, come on. But most of the time, it's not that. Most of the time, it's us being in social situations where we see other people doing it and we feel like we're missing out. And that was for me a lot of times. Like, I really struggled in the beginning being able to go to parties and resist some of those really yummy foods. And it was finally like, Carmen, how long do you want to struggle with your weight? And would you rather go to the party, indulge, come home, feel bloated, feel like crap about yourself, regret it? Or would you, what's going to feel better? That, going to a party and shoving my pie hole, or going to a party and actually feeling comfortable taking my cover up off and feeling good without a shirt on in my swimsuit? Like, which one actually do I want more? Well, I obviously want to feel comfortable in my own skin more, but in the moment when I have an eating addiction and that food looks really freaking good, I break and I cave and I fall into old habits. But it's making sure that, again, reminding yourself, either I'm going to be influenced or I'm going to be the influencer. It's one or the other. You're going to be influenced or you're going to be the influencer. And the influencers are the ones who are in control. The influencers, take a look at social media influencers. So there are social media influencers that literally make a living off of finding things that you want to buy, showing them to you, and influencing you to buy them. Just by showing you how cute a shirt is. Oh, look at my shirt. It's so cute. You can wear it off the shoulder. You can pull it up. It can be like this. They show you a cute shirt. They give you the link, and then there we go and literally make a very comfortable living off of influencing us to buy things. They're not doing anything wrong. They're providing a service of like a personal assistant shopper person. That's amazing. If there's a need for it and people are using it and finding value, that's great. But again, we're either being influenced or we're influencing. It's really that simple. All right, number 5 reason why one of the biggest commitment killers that I see with people is not staying plugged in, not keeping the right things in our brain. See, if you realize that your mind, what is in between these 2 ears, is so freaking powerful. And if you change how you think, you'll change your behavior. But if you change your behavior and you don't change how you think, your behavior will eventually line up again with how you think. The biggest difference between those who succeed and those who don't is how they think. The biggest difference, and this is true in business, it's true in every area. Successful people think differently than unsuccessful people. And so if you change the way you think, you will change the way you behave. And changing the way we think, see, we think what we think because of what we've put ourselves around, because of our influences. We are the sum total of the 5 closest people to us. And when I first got started on this health journey 7-8 years ago, I didn't hang out with a lot of fit people. I didn't hang out with a lot of skinny people. I didn't hang out with a lot of healthy people. I hung out with a lot of people that like to eat Mexican food because it's my favorite. A lot of people that like to do all those things, right? And there's nothing wrong with that. But I had no influences in my life that weren't telling me, oh, you only live once, just eat it, basically, or a form of that, or justifying how much we ate. And so it was like, caca, I need to go out and find some new influences. Like, I can still hang out with, friends of mine that don't want to lose weight. Like, that's fine. But I also need to find some influences that influence me towards better health, towards making healthy decisions, towards having balance and just not eating all the things whenever I want, because that doesn't lead to a healthy, fulfilling, long life either. And one of the greatest things about the world we live in today is we have access to people virtually. Like right now through this screen, you and I might not know each other personally, but you're able to come to this YouTube channel every single week and get new content from somebody who actually has lost a whole person and maintained it for more than 7 years. Like, think about how incredible that is. I was able to actually go online and start hanging out with some fit people that didn't even know me, and they became like my virtual fit buddies. They became like my virtual fit family. Some of them now know me, some of them still don't. One of the girls that I follow, we've never met, but she has influenced me so much. And so making sure that you have people in your life that influence you in the directions that you want to go, and staying plugged in, because before it can come out of our mouths, it has to be put into here. So it's staying plugged in. And if I am committed today, let's just say I have a ton of commitment today and I'm like, that's it. I'm starting my weight loss journey, but then I go hang out with a bunch of people who aren't going in that same direction. That's going to kill my commitment. It's going to kill my commitment. I got to make sure I'm hanging out with people and putting myself in positions to put the right things in here so that the right things come out. Because if you don't put the right things in here, it's impossible for the right things to come out. And so those 5 things, changing those are going to help you stay committed. Realizing them just by you watching this video is going to help you stay committed, because now you're at least aware of these things that are causing you to be uncommitted. You're now at least aware of, crap, you're totally right. I've totally been doing that. That's okay. Me too. And again, being self-aware, it really is half the battle. So anyway, thank you so much for watching. We are here every single Tuesday night live, and Wednesdays, every single Wednesday, we are back with an episode of our YouTube show called The Biggest Transformation, where we actually have a cast, and we have just started season 3. And we are journeying with 12 people, watching them lose weight, take on the battle of the bulge, attack this thing that has been attacking them for all these years. It is inspiring. It is funny. It'll make you laugh. It'll make you cry. You cannot watch people that brave and that courageous and somehow not get inspired to do something great with your life. Like, it's amazing. They inspired the snot out of me. But anyway, that is every Wednesday at 12:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time right here on the channel. So make sure to smash that like button, leave us a comment down below, and we will see you on the next one. Thanks for watching.